I'll speak on the mic too. So again, welcome. I want to say first off, thank you for the organizers of this. Thank you to the organizers of this event for helping to, showcase our stuff. My name's Ivan Brudrick, CEO and co-owner of Deposition Sound.
I'm Voldy Brudrick, co-founder.
And website/developer extraordinaire. So the reason why we exist in the first place is because of the work that Volder's done online. Myself, Ivan, I'll just give you a quick backstory on me. I've always been interested in audio. I did some DIY stuff back in the day with MDF and wood, but as we transitioned into more of an additive mindset, I figured, this is a time to make a transition to really focus on that with audio. So, 2.5 years ago?
Yeah, like 2.5 years ago, I sent Ivan a text. Was like, "Hey, could we print a speaker?"
Yeah. So let's do that. And when he says print a speaker, we're referring to the cabinet. There are people that 3D print the actual woofer, the driver component. You all may have heard of Polymate. He does really good work. He's overseas in the UK. So we're working with him on a couple side projects, nothing too crazy right now. But so back in the day, we thought, okay, there's a lot of folks 3D printing speakers, but they're usually a single driver. There's no crossover component, not a lot of math that goes into tuning the enclosure, making it thick and juicy in the bottom end. There might be some nulls in the frequency response. So I wanted to fix that. So we went with our design, and we have how many designs now? Five, technically.
Five.
We are sunsetting our very first design, the FDM5. It's not even here today. But what we have up front for you all to listen to, I'll start with the mains first. So we have the FDM Geos in purple and gold. And off to the side, we have 2 subwoofers. Did this thing cut out?
The FDM-S8.
The FDM-S8. So yeah, we have the FDM Geo and then the FDM-S8, 2 of those on either side, and some satellite surrounds in the back there and there, left and right. Those are the FDM4s. They're a lot smaller, ideal for desktop sound. Really, they're fine for small home audio as well. I use them in my space all the time. But my go-to is the FDM Geo. I use it in my home theater. I think you do too, or you have the FDM5
I have the 5s
still?
that I'm upgrading to these.
Yes, yes.
With an FDM-S8.
And they all sound a little different. Yeah. They all are suited for maybe different styles of listening. The Geos are more, I want to say, not sterile, but they're more articulate, right? They will bring out a lot of the stuff in recordings that you don't always hear in, inexpensive Bluetooth speakers. Or more commercially available speakers. So in addition to all those, we now have the center channel, devoted center channel, the FDM Duo. It's set up in an MTM configuration. You'll note it looks very similar to the FDM4s. The bass enclosure tuning is a little different, tuned to be a little bit thicker and heavier in the bottom end, around 100 to 200 hertz. So that's where a lot of speakers tend to punch, and people notice that. So they sound thicker and juicier in the bottom end than the FDM4s, but are a little less articulate on the top end, which is not bad for a center channel. Center channel tends to want to beam anyways, so on-axis response for the FDM Duo is great for center channel setup. So we took that concept and we amplified it, right?
Yep.
Right, so we have...
It's our first prototype.
First prototype Bluetooth speaker. On the back end, we have that's internally amplified with the battery. Again, it's in prototype phase right now. We'll actually play it at the very end for funsies. But the tuning's a little different than the 4s. One unique thing about all of our designs is that everything prints support free. Everything's integral. The stiffeners are there to provide. The internal baffles are provide stiffness. I keep cutting in and out.
Because you're getting too technical.
Too technical. I need to chill out.
We just love sound.
We love sound. We love 3D printing. Yeah. We like tinkering. We like custom stuff. We like color too, as you can tell. Yeah. So with that, I think we're going to start off playing some royalty-free music. and then transition to something that's not royalty free. So if you are recording, heads up, anything you put on YouTube will be demonetized for the latter half of this this intro.
But we'll tell you when.
We'll tell you when.
To hit pause.
So as soon as we start playing like Billie Eilish or whatever you guys are into these days, Led Zeppelin, I don't know what we actually have on the list, but it's good. It's good music. So before we get going, do you guys have any questions? Yes. What filament? Okay, that's like the first question everyone asks. There is virtually no difference, sonic difference between ASA, ABS, PTG, PLA, and PTG CF. I think we've tried all of those, including PLA CF. Yeah. There's a little, in terms of timbre, if you really want to listen close, there's slight differences in timbre and presentation if you go to a stiffer material. I personally prefer PETG and PETG CF, but you're going to be fine so long as you follow the minimum wall count or the minimum wall thickness and infill percentage. You're going to get great sound with PLA, ASA, ABS, everything. So,
and if you check out our website, depositionsound.com, we have full tutorials on how to build everything. We're working on videos still.
Yes.
But we have the guide, the print files, all the settings you need to follow. Yeah.
So, bigger?
That's what I want.
So
You're speaking
my
language.
brother always wants bigger and just more crazy. I am thinking about floor standers. We really want to connect with a company that is open to do something with large diameter printing, like really large plastic output, so high plastic output 3D designs. We're interested in doing that. If we want to focus more on the maker, it'll be segmented, something like our FDM S8, where it kind of stacks on top of itself. But yeah, we're into floor standers. We like that. It's more filament. It's more woofers. It's more expensive, all that stuff. But yes, the short answer is yes, we're interested in it. We have a couple drivers that you have at your place that would be perfectly suited for it. But with the tariffs and everything that's popped up recently, it's making it a little harder to get a hold of that stuff. But we're working on it. So yeah, there were a couple other hands. Yeah. So have we filled the baffles or the internal structure with anything to play around with sound? Some people have used concrete. What's another popular one? There's all kinds of fillers. Short answer is no. Haven't personally. It doesn't mean you can't or not available to. It just makes it a little trickier because our walls aren't terribly thick, so there's not a lot of room left for you to fill anything in there. But what we have done is given some internal bracing to kind of help compensate. So that's why. Yeah. Question in the back.
Do you think any of those like filaments and all that kind of stuff would affect the sound?
We've had a few folks approach us about wood filaments and, hey, is this going to sound more like an MDF enclosure? I personally haven't tried it or heard it, but I do imagine the timbre will be similar to MDF or thin wall MDF. So I would say, yeah, it'll sound closer to MDF than anything else. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah. We have one up front here.
Does each one have a thicker filament? Like its layers are getting thicker?
Yes.
Like everyone?
Yes. So kind of. The layers are the same for every speaker. The layer thickness is about the same depending on what you print with. If it's a thicker nozzle, you can go thicker layer. But we print everything, most of our stuff in 0.6 nozzles. So the layer thickness is 0.24 millimeters. Does that answer your question? Okay, thank you. Yes, any other questions?
Set for an outdoor, like for home, like a theater, like
Yeah.
or would be under the stars.
Yes.
What would be your recommendation for the speaker setup for that?
For movie watching or for just ambient music playing?
It's under the stars. We do an annual thing every year.
Exactly what you have here. That's what I would recommend. And instead of the 4s in the back, I would change those out for GOs. Yeah, yeah, that's what I would recommend. Yeah, yeah.
We had a question in the back.
Good question. Yes, I wouldn't play them out in the rain, but they do just fine in the sun with PTG.
Yep.
So ASA, PTG, ABS, they'll be fine in the sun. Yeah, I've played that Bluetooth speaker out in the sun for 8 hours, and it did just fine. Same one. Oh, it'd be just fine. Yeah, yeah.
We had a question in the back.
All the way in the back.
I kind of got you late, so I apologize. The speakers that you're using right now for the presentation that you're speaking into, are those 3D printed or not, or do you plan to do that in the future?
Well, the ones that we're speaking into are actually the PA up top.
So that's connected to the system for the live stream
Yeah.
going right now. We have done it before, or I've put a microphone on my speakers before.
Yeah.
But
You could,
we could.
but they're intended for music listening and movie watching at the end of the day. The PA systems are a little different. Sensitivity for those is it's a different setup altogether. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
What is y'all expected release on the prototype Bluetooth?
Ooh, good question. Maybe a couple months?
Fall
Fall.
Fall 22,
Yeah.
2025.
Fall
Yeah.
2025.
Yep.
I'm still working with our crossover provider to improve on the amplification and battery layout on the back panel. I kind of kludged it together myself. I'm still proud of it, but it's not perfect. Yeah, so I'd say fall 2025. Any other questions? It's like 2 or 3. Yes.
You guys provide like the acoustics portion of it, and like the drivers and everything.
Yes.
What would be the average cost of, say, the Geos?
The Geos, well, currently the Geos run right now for $229
Yep.
a pair, just for the components. What you'll find is that if you source everything yourself, it's going to be up there. It's not quite all the way because we still need to make a little bit of profit to keep running, keep things going. But on average, roughly 80% of that is already in the cost of the parts. So we don't have huge margins at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And we're just passionate about democratizing great sound.
Absolutely.
And our kits include everything except for the material to print it. That way you can make it your own once you have it at home.
Yeah. I think I saw one back there. Yeah.
Does your kit include the initial receiver, or
No.
this receiver has to be purchased separately?
So that's a good question. Does the kit include the receiver or the amplification? Except for the subwoofer and the future Bluetooth speaker, everything else is passive and requires external amplification. So you'll have to provide your own receiver or Bluetooth amplifier. We have a few recommendations on our website, and they're inexpensive, but they sound really good. And they're usually all, below $180?
Like right around 100
Yeah.
to 150.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at the pricing with tariffs now. Yeah. Yep.
Any other questions? Yes.
When did you start your business?
Like 2.5 years ago is when we started. Yeah. You guys want to hear some music?
We got one more question, then let's hear some music.
Okay. That's okay.
In the works for like a Sonos-like functionality where wireless and stuff together?
Considering it.
It's
It's not in the works yet. But it's
it's-
definitely on the
It's
road.
not in my wheelhouse, I will say that, but there are a lot of people out there that have done this kind of thing, but on a much smaller scale. But Sonos, has really set the pace for that. I don't see us doing that anytime soon. I think we'll focus more on a wireless type setup where individual components are amplified by themselves and you can set up different zones. But it will require some programming on the front end. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's play something.
music?
Yeah. So we'll kick off with something royalty free. I think just 2 or 3 songs, and then after that, we'll play something not royalty free. How are we on time?
Oh, we're only 15 minutes.
Okay. Perfect. Good. Okay.
We're good on time.
Okay.
Well, folks, that's about all we can do.
It's about 2 minutes left. So. Our table is right across from here. But thank you all so much for coming. We really appreciate it. Yeah, and check out depositionsound.com.